You know that feeling when a very specific smell just instantly pulls you back to a moment in your past? I mean, I was reading this piece by Andrea Griffiths, and she talks about smelling icy hot.
Oh, yeah, and she's instantly transported back to what, a 5 a.m. army formation or something.
Exactly. Her body remembers it before her brain even catches up. It is this total sensory trigger. But in the tech world, we actually have a different name for that kind of automatic response. We call it the convenience loop.
Right, and today we're doing a deep dive into the 2025 Octoverse report to understand how that exact loop just caused a pretty massive historic upset in the programming world.
And it really is a historic upset. As of August 2025, TypeScript has officially surpassed both Python and JavaScript to become the #1 language on GitHub.
Which is honestly wild when you think about Python's absolute dominance in data science and, of course, JavaScript's grip on the web.
But diving into the sources, it's clear this isn't just about developers suddenly waking up and preferring strict typing.
No, not at all. It signals something much bigger. AI is now the primary driver of which tech stacks we actually choose to build with.
Right, so we aren't just picking languages based on our personal preferences anymore. We're picking the ones that play the nicest with our AI assistants.
And the data totally backs that up. I mean, the report shows 80% of new developers on GitHub are using Copilot within their first week.
80% in week 1. That completely resets the baseline for what easy feels like for a whole generation of coders.
Exactly. Because when AI handles all that boilerplate, the traditional penalty for choosing a more verbose or complex language just vanishes.
You know what's actually kind of funny about that? We spent the last decade trying to kill off bash scripts because they were such a nightmare to maintain.
Oh man, yeah. But looking at the data, the usage of shell scripting in AI-generated projects jumped 206%.
It's not like we suddenly fell back in love with bash. We just found someone else to do the dirty work for us.
Right, the AI absorbs the friction. Bash is still incredibly painful to write by hand. But if the AI handles the nasty syntax, it becomes completely viable again.
But there's a really fascinating contradiction in there. AI revived the absolute chaos of shell scripting, but at the exact same time, it pushed TypeScript, which is the ultimate language of structure and rules, to the #1 spot.
Yeah, that is the big pivot. So why does the AI prefer the strictness of TypeScript over the total freedom of JavaScript?
I mean, it comes down to probability, right? Large language models are basically probability engines at their core.
Exactly. They're just guessing the next most likely token.
Right.
So in JavaScript, a variable could be literally anything. The universe of possible next tokens is just massive. It's a wild west.
So by using TypeScript, you are drastically narrowing that universe.
You really are. If you declare that a variable is a string, you instantly eliminate a billion wrong answers. Strong typing gives the AI context to generate much more reliable code.
It creates this positive feedback loop. The AI gives you better suggestions in TypeScript because of those constraints, so you use TypeScript more, which in turn feeds the AI more structured data.
Spot on. In a way, the type system itself has essentially become a form of prompt engineering. We're building the guardrails the model needs to hallucinate less.
And building those guardrails, getting that expert guidance, isn't just a coding issue. It's the biggest challenge businesses are facing right now across the board, which actually makes this a perfect time to mention our sponsor, Embersilk.
Embersilk is fantastic. If you're listening to this and realizing your team needs help navigating this huge AI shift, they are the ones to call.
Whether you need help with AI training, automation, integration, or just uncovering where agents could actually make the most impact for your business or even your personal life, you really need to check them out.
They do absolutely incredible work finding those leverage points. You can find all their info over at embersilk.com.
So getting back to it, we've established that AI loves TypeScript because of that underlying structure. But if the AI is doing all the heavy lifting, how do we humans adapt our workflow to stay ahead?
Well, we have to stop being typists and start being architects. The teams getting the very best results right now are the ones designing specifically for this convenience loop.
Right, and the golden rule from the research is to establish patterns before you generate.
Yes, because the AI is ultimately an amplification engine. If your foundation is messy, the AI just amplifies that mess at lightning speed.
It just mimics the structure it sees. So this means our entire approach to testing has to completely change.
It does. Code compiling is nowhere near a high enough bar anymore. We actually need to test AI-generated code much harder. but in a totally different way.
Because the AI is already great at writing unit tests that pass its own code, right? So we need to shift our focus to integration tests and semantic testing.
Exactly. Does the code actually achieve the business logic we want?
That is the critical shift. We're moving away from just checking syntax to checking pure intent.
And I think that's such an empowering place for us to be. We aren't getting bogged down in missing semicolons anymore. We get to operate at a much higher level of system design and creative problem solving.
I absolutely love that perspective. It's so optimistic. It's not about losing control to AI at all. It's about upgrading the quality of the problems we actually get to solve.
It is such an incredibly exciting time to be building, as long as we make sure we stay in the driver's seat.
Completely agree. So I want to leave you, our listener, with a challenge today to mull over. Look at the last 3 tech choices you made. Did you consciously choose them, or did the path of least resistance choose them for you?
That is a great question to reflect on as we keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Truly. Well, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.